The Bajaj Chetak has always been a name that resonates with people because of its heritage and its modern revival as an electric scooter. The upcoming 2026 model is expected to push things further both in terms of practicality and technology. Bajaj has already launched the 35 series, which includes affordable as well as premium versions, so the 2026 Chetak will likely be an extension of this family with refinements that improve range, usability and ownership experience. The idea is to give buyers a reliable EV scooter that feels familiar yet futuristic at the same time. The most important talking point is the battery. Bajaj has been offering 3.0 kWh and 3.5 kWh packs depending on the variant, and the newer 2026 versions are likely to refine this chemistry for longer lifespan and more consistent performance. Official claims hover around 127 km to 153 km per charge depending on which model you choose. In practical everyday use, riders can expect somewhere between 90 km and 120 km, which is still good enough for most urban commutes. Improvements in battery cooling and software management are also expected in newer versions to prevent range loss during summers. The motor output in these scooters has remained in the 3.1 kilowatts to 4 kilowatts region, which is adequate for city riding. Top speed is rated between 62 km per hour for entry variants and up to 73 km per hour for the premium versions. In real-world tests, this allows smooth acceleration at traffic lights and enough pace to keep up with city traffic. The 2026 Chetak is not meant to be a performance scooter, but it delivers exactly what most buyers in urban environments require, which is steady, reliable speed and quick take-offs in congested areas. Charging is a major factor in EV ownership, and Bajaj seems to have found a balance here. On the 3.0 kWh version, charging from 0 to 80% takes around 4 hours with a standard charger. The bigger 3.5 kWh battery does the same in just over 3 hours, which is impressive. A full charge can be done overnight without difficulty. For households with a regular power connection, this means you simply plug in the scooter after work and it is ready by morning. Public charging infrastructure in India is slowly improving, and Bajaj will likely tie up with networks for the 2026 edition too. Design is another strong point of the Chetak. It borrows the charm of the old petrol Chetak but translates it into a sleeker and more modern EV shape. The all-metal body gives a premium feel compared to many rivals that use plastics. LED lighting, smart paint finishes and practical under-seat storage make it stand out. The 2026 model is expected to introduce refreshed color options and minor design tweaks, but the overall styling language will remain recognizable. Bajaj knows the retro-modern appeal is a big part of why people like the Chetak. On the inside, meaning the rider's interface, Bajaj has been offering TFT displays, Bluetooth connectivity and even features like navigation and music playback in higher models. Some versions also allow remote locking, immobilization and speed restrictions through a smartphone app. For the 2026 model, these tech features are expected to become standard or more polished with faster processors and smoother screen layouts. Having a connected scooter adds convenience for younger buyers who are used to app-based living. Performance in everyday scenarios shows the scooter is well tuned for stop-and-go traffic. Acceleration to 40 km per hour is quick and responsive, so overtaking slow-moving vehicles inside the city is never a problem. Ride modes like Eco and Sport allow the rider to decide between range and punch. In Eco you can stretch the battery to its limits, while Sport makes the motor feel livelier, though at the cost of some range. This flexibility is crucial because not every ride is the same. Some days you want maximum efficiency, other days you just want more fun. Suspension and comfort levels are also quite good for a scooter of this type. Bajaj uses a front trailing link suspension setup which may look old school but provides stability, while the rear has a monoshock for better absorption. The riding posture is upright and comfortable, suitable for daily use and medium commutes. Seat cushioning is well balanced to handle longer rides without discomfort. For the 2026 update, minor tweaks in suspension geometry and padding are expected to refine the ride quality further. Storage is a big plus point on the new Chetak line. With under-seat capacity of up to 35 liters, it can easily hold a helmet or shopping bags. This is an area where Bajaj has listened to customer feedback and improved practicality. There are also small cubby spaces for keeping smaller items, plus USB charging ports in some models. Having real usable storage makes the scooter more than just a stylish commuter, it becomes a true daily partner for errands and work. The price of the Chetak has been a talking point since launch. Bajaj recently introduced an entry-level model priced around 1 lakh rupees in India to make it more accessible. Higher variants with the bigger battery and more features range between 1.2 to 1.4 lakh ex-showroom. By 2026, Bajaj is expected to keep the pricing competitive, possibly even launching promotional offers to counter new rivals entering the EV market. For buyers, this means good value compared to petrol scooters when you calculate long-term running costs. From a running cost perspective, the Chetak makes a lot of sense. Charging a full battery costs a fraction of what you would spend on petrol for the same distance. Maintenance is also lower since there are fewer moving parts compared to a combustion engine scooter. Over time the cost difference adds up, making the Chetak an economical choice. Battery replacement remains the biggest long-term cost, but with warranties and improved chemistry, this will likely be manageable for the 2026 models. The expected release timeline for the 2026 Chetak is late 2025 to early 2026 in the Indian market. Bajaj usually launches in phases, starting with metro cities before expanding availability to smaller towns and possibly export markets. Pakistan and other South Asian countries might see imports or official launches a little later. With growing interest in EVs across the region, the Chetak has a chance to capture a strong market share if pricing and support are handled well. When weighing the pros and cons, the advantages include reliable range, modern design, connected features, strong build quality and lower running cost. On the downside, it is not a highway scooter. Real-world range will always be less than claimed and charging infrastructure in many areas is still not fully mature. Buyers should therefore consider their daily travel pattern before making a decision. In conclusion, the 2026 Bajaj Chetak looks to be a scooter that balances tradition and modernity while offering a realistic step into the EV world. It is not the fastest or most powerful electric scooter, but it is well-rounded, practical and designed with real riders in mind. For those who want an eco-friendly, stylish and trustworthy daily commuter, the new Chetak will likely be one of the most compelling options available.